Don't need to bring it all out. Don't be moving. Right, okay. Right up at time. Guys and dolls, Freedom Dad here. I'm on the show road. I'll be rolling. Give us a sound check. Make sure you give it a wee like, guys, if you're coming in, and make sure you're subscribed. All good, sound all good. So yeah, guys, Freedom Dad here. We're on the show road in Belfast, and we've got concerned parents gathering to protest, demonstrate against irregular mass immigration and what's going on in the streets around here. What's going on in a chippy not too far from here regarding a delivery driver allegedly. At the minute in Northern Ireland, Belfast and surrounding areas, there's something happening every few hours, more or less. You cannot go on social media without seeing a post from somewhere around Belfast where somebody's been acting inappropriately that doesn't come from this country. And it's happening more and more and more. And people are getting worried, people are getting nervous. It's touching all areas. This isn't misinformation. This isn't far right. This isn't racist. This is real life happening today in Belfast. Concerned parents all around Northern Ireland, Belfast, and Londonderry/Derry are complaining about things happening, men hanging about, taking photographs, exposing themselves, and worse. You know, most of the allegations aren't being followed up. They're not putting out descriptions of the guys. They're putting out the colour of their clothing, but they won't tell you what colour of skin they are unless it's a white person. It's becoming more and more common. People are getting more and more wise to it, and it is happening, and we can see it getting worse and worse as we go forward. We're worrying about when it's this when we get there's going to be good weather coming. Our kids are going to be jumping about the parks, the beaches, and guys are concerned. Mothers and fathers, grannies and granddads are concerned. And as you've heard, as I've told you, there's groups popping up all over Belfast, going out, walking groups, going out and walking about their area late at night to keep an eye on who's floating about and what's generally going on in our area after dark. Because it seems to be after dark, these guys are like vampires. And, I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but there seems to be a common thread that they don't sleep, they sleep all day and they're out all night. And that's a problem. It's a problem for us. It's a problem for our parents. And we're seeing results from the evidence of the video footage of these guys going out at night time. And, they are coming across people who are hanging about. They shouldn't be hanging about. And they're all foreigners. And that's just that's the truth. I won't bring you any lies. I'm telling you the feeling in Belfast right now. People are not happy. In every area, people are not happy. And something needs to be stopped. We're stuck in the middle of Ireland. Ireland's going through an awful lot of problems right now. We see the state of England, the Midlands. We see what's happening in Scotland. We see the demonstrations all around against the hotels. And we do not want any of these men pushed into Ulster, Northern Ireland. These parents do not want it. And that's why you're going to see some numbers tonight on this little road called the Shore Road in Belfast. We're going to get across the road so we can get a better look. It's a busy wee road. Go, 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 go. So we got a police car sitting down there, and like I say, at first a lot of people were edgy about Freedom Dad and Freedom Dad's camera, but it's get to a stage now where they understand that Freedom Dad's camera is bringing what's going on in Northern Ireland because nobody else is doing it. It's not on the news. Nobody's covering it. Everybody's just scared to mention it. You talk about illegal immigration, irregular immigration, and it's like, whoa, and the common thread is people that don't understand what's going on, people that aren't on TV, people are still watching BBC, Sky News, and reading The Guardian. When they hear people like us talking about stopping mass immigration, they go, oh, immigration is good because they don't know, they're not understanding of what's going on. They're not on Facebook, they're not on YouTube, they're not on TikTok, they're not on the streets. They're going to work in the morning, they're getting up at half 6, 7 o'clock, they're going to work. They're working hard all day. They're coming home. They're getting their dinner. They're spending an hour with their kids. They might be catching the 11 o'clock news, and then they're going to bed and they're repeating the same thing the next day. And that's what the government has. The government has us all with our heads down. We're too busy trying to work. We're too busy trying to make a bit of money. Everybody's struggling. We're paying the most for second most for gas and electricity in the world. And that's not misinformation. Nah, that's facts. The second most we are paying in the world for gas and electricity, and then you've got the price of everything else going through the roof. And on top of that, they're bringing in mass immigration. When our NHS is struggling, our mental health is struggling, all our amenities, all our amenities are struggling. You know, everything, everything to do with the council. They're all struggling to get money together. They do this and do that, and we've just spent 400 million on hotels, and people aren't happy. People aren't happy waiting 10 hours, 8 hours in our hospitals. They're not happy waiting 8 and 10 hours in an ambulance outside the hospital just to be put in a corridor on a bed for another 8 hours. That's nuts. When did that start happening? Why and what level is that okay? We are full. Our NHS is crumbling. Everything, all our services are crumbling. The police force aren't even good enough. They need to have English police and Scottish police over here when Ballymena kicked off. Like I've always said, Northern Ireland is always a tinderbox, and this is something that's throwing fuel in the fire. We've got enough problems with parades commissioners telling us that we can't march up Galvaki Road. You know what I mean? So we've got our own issues in this country. We have Protestants and Catholics. This has been a conflict for the last 50, 60 years, and we're just starting to get our lives back to normal. Normality has come to Northern Ireland, and all of a sudden we're being flooded with mass immigration. We're being men from Islam, Muslim men are coming to here, and they're wanting, as we can see in Carrickfergus, they're wanting a mosque built. You know, there's 55 countries around the world that are Muslim. Why Northern Ireland? Doesn't make any sense on any level. And the people in Northern Ireland do not want this, guys. These people here that you see do not want this. And this is why they're out in the streets. And like I've said from the start, these will get bigger and bigger and bigger because people are sick being called far right. People are sick of being called racist to try and silence people, to try and silence mothers and fathers and grannies and uncles and aunties and great grannies and great grandfathers. All that does, the far right racist label, is to try and stop these people coming out on the streets. Well, as you can see, it's not working. If you want to call them far right for protesting against mass immigration, if you want to call them far right to protect the traditions and the cultures that they've had in this country for so many years, both sides of the community, both Protestants and Catholics, then go ahead, call them far right, because I don't think they care. Yeah, that's an ongoing investigation, guys. Here they come. Well, this isn't coming out onto the road. We want to pull it back a wee touch so we don't get everybody in it. Like, oh, yeah. So this is the Show Road, quite a famous road. We've got Tigers Bay just down to the right, and yeah, very well known area and very tough area, because very close to a Catholic area. So when you've got, and like I say, I've always been saying this from the start, it seems to be the areas that are close to the Catholic areas that seem to be getting filled with illegal, irregular, and fighting age men. You know what I mean? These streets here, if you show them these streets here, them all them houses are completely full of foreigners. Come on, get the police. Come on, quick. Yeah, just documenting it, guys. Protect yourselves and protect us.
Yeah, no, that's grand. No, that's dead on. We'll be about anyway, so we're well just making sure for your point of view. Okay.
How's it doing?
This is officers we work with
Right.
on the road. As long as they're being peaceful
Yeah.
and we're not blocking the roads, there's not a problem.
Yeah.
They'll look after us, just keep them informed. The reason we are here tonight is there's been too many incidents in this area,
Yeah.
especially with foreign nationals,
Yeah.
either exposing themselves to kids, taking photographs of kids. Me and my partner started this wee group up
Yeah.
because a foreign national was uh, exposing himself in the park in Tigers Bay.
Yeah.
He was arrested, charged, released on bail. My two grandchildren, that's our play park.
Yeah.
So I just thought we need to do something.
Yeah.
So what we do, we're doing this protest, we'll probably do it once a week.
Right. Yeah.
But we also cover the parks,
Right.
the parks from Tigers Bay right down to Shore Crescent,
Patrolling.
every day, yes.
Yeah.
So we'll cover the parks, we'll have our high fizz on, so as people know who we are. And to be honest with you, even when I was down Shore Crescent a few weeks back, even the kids knew why we were there,
Yeah.
which is shocking.
Yeah. Well, that's where I think what you are doing here is going to help Northern Ireland so much because this didn't happen in England. Everything was silenced in England, and is that what you feel? You see what happened with Tommy Robinson, the silencing, and how bad things went. So is that where you're at?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big fan of GB News. I don't watch any mainstream media because it's all lies and they hold stuff back.
Yeah, but you don't need to really watch the news when it's happening on your streets.
Yeah, but you're right. And as I say, all we're trying to do is bring people out, get them inform them what's happening. And we haven't got a Bobby crowd. This is our first one we've done.
Yeah.
We're only up and running a few months. We've just hit over 700 members on our Stop group.
So what's it called?
It's called Stop. Just go on to Facebook and it's just called Stop.
It's called Stop. So go on to Facebook, have a look for that, and join it to keep up to date what's going on in Northern Ireland if you're interested in Scotland, England, and Wales. So how long have you lived in this area?
I've lived here mostly all my life,
When did you see the change start?
probably a few years back.
Yeah.
2, 3, maybe more.
Has it been a change in speed, rapidness of it changing? Was it a drip, and then?
I live on the main shore road itself.
Yeah.
And it's now you're seeing more immigrants and that walking past. And as you probably see our signs, if you notice one of the signs, we get a wee picture of it.
Yeah.
It actually says it's the green tick for legal immigrants.
Yes, of course.
And unfettered illegal immigrants, we don't want them.
Yeah. So, like I say, there's been immigration in Northern Ireland for a very long time. Like I say, there's people come to our colleges. We see it in the town, Chinese, Polish. Never been a problem. What is happening? Why do you think all of a sudden? Because people say, "Oh, they're racist or far right." But if we were racist and far right, we would have been doing this years ago and stopping all foreigners coming to this country. So what's happened? What's the change?
Well, I'll tell you a wee story in that. And, people can call us far right,
Yep.
can call us racist.
Yep.
But there was a house in the Shore Road and there was undesirables in it. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
They were causing hassle, they were partying. They moved out. 4 young foreigners moved in, students. The windows were all smashed from the previous tenants.
Yep.
We have went down, talked to the students. We've given I give them my number, and I told them, I says, phone me one day when you're free. And I've not been in touch with Philip Bratton team,
Yep.
and
Good to see them.
going to bring them down there, and they're going to get the landlord's details and get their windows repaired. So the guys couldn't thank us enough.
Yeah.
They actually thought we're down there to cause trouble.
Yeah.
But we're actually down there to look after them.
Yeah.
So that's not far right and that's not racist.
Of course,
You know.
of course, yeah. That's the common thread. So it's not just a Shore Road. You do know what's happening all over Belfast. East Belfast, I've got patrols out. Woodfield got patrols out. So is there any? I believe it seems to be at the intersections where the Protestants and Catholic communities.
Yeah.
Do you notice that yourself?
Well, a wee bit now. We go up and support the ones in the Shankill and that there.
Yeah.
But even when I was down at the rallies in the City Hall, there was an awful lot of Catholics there.
Yeah.
But what they were telling me, they're frightened to protest in their own areas
Yes.
because all their representatives are all for immigration.
That's correct. Yes.
Yes.
Well,
So
I've just to cut you off. I have seen a couple of guys trying to come out of the Catholic areas. I'm not sure what part, whether it's west or what, you know what I mean. But they've one guy got his car window put in, and another guy was sort of exposed on nationalist websites and social media, telling the community not to go to this demo. Why do you think that is? That the Catholic community are so strong on wanting Brits out but foreigners in?
well, again, it just goes back, But to be honest with you, the ones I talked to at the City Hall, and these guys were telling me they were actually involved in stuff,
Yep.
and they've changed,
Yep.
turned around 100%,
Yep.
and they just don't want Sinn Féin about it.
I've had IRA men from Crossmaglen, from Londonderry / Derry, from the Bogside. I've had boys from Divis, Falls, all over supporting me because that's the only way they can get out. They go, I support you, but there's not a lot we can do right now. I think that's really sad.
Well, it is, their communities are being affected just as much as us.
Yeah.
Their houses, their kids can't get their houses, their families can't get houses.
Hello, I spoke to you.
Their families can't get houses.
Yeah.
So it's affecting them as much as it's affecting us.
Yeah.
So we will end up coming together, but I think it's just going to take a Catholic community a wee bit more
longer,
time.
Yeah. I think we need to get rid of Sinn Féin, and I think the people will prevail because it doesn't matter if it's power multis in these national areas. They're getting smaller and smaller, and the more they keep pushing for immigration and bringing people from foreigners into this country and supporting Palestine and Hamas, the smaller they're going to get. Do you think?
Definitely, yeah.
There's no two. They're going to shoot themselves in the foot. You know what I mean? For want of a better way of saying. So, what is the answer? What are you wanting done? What does Northern Ireland need right now to protect itself?
To be honest with you, I think we need maybe some politicians that are speaking out. You maybe need them to maybe move.
Yeah.
Have a party that is anti illegal immigration.
Yeah.
Because I think the support's there.
From
Both
sides of the
sides,
community,
yeah.
yes.
Both sides, and I think if you got 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, I think you would get an awful lot of them voted in.
So this is an opportunity for a party to come up and get the support of both communities for the first time ever.
Yeah, I think it's an opportunity for somebody that's maybe wanting to get involved in politics,
Yeah.
but doesn't want one side or the other,
Yeah.
and they want to come out and just turn around and try and change stuff for the better.
Yeah.
We haven't enough housing here to support our own people
Yeah.
without bringing thousands in. And again, with the Sinn Féin trying to bring people from Gaza,
Yeah.
and I know it's children
I
and
know,
it's
yeah.
terrible,
Yeah.
but what I heard today was the chemo and stuff for kids in Northern Ireland
Yeah.
has been suspended
Yeah.
because there's no money.
Well, this is the thing, right? So what happened was they're talking about bringing 200 children. They came across opposition right across media and everywhere. So then what they said is, oh, we're only going to bring so many in, and it's for the cancer. As soon as you mention cancer, everybody's like, but no, it's not working. This is the thing. We're looking after our own kids first. If our own kids can't get the treatment that they need, why would we bring somebody from another country? And my argument is, there's 55 Muslim countries around the world. Why Northern Ireland? Do you agree?
Yes, exactly. And countries a lot closer to them.
Yeah.
With
With a lot more money.
a hell of a lot more money. Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why Northern Ireland, a troublesome country that's been through a conflict for so many years, is being put under so much pressure by people like Sinn Féin? And I do believe it's because they've sold their soul or they're compromised by the EU, who's controlling everything right now. So listen, how long are you going to do this for?
As long as it takes.
And you're making it clear that I think. Thank you so much. We need to bring an end to mass immigration right now, don't we? And take stock of what's going on.
Right away.
Yeah.
We need to stop right away. Just need the boat stopped, and this one in, one out. It's never going to work.
This is a peaceful demonstration, and you've done a really good job of keeping it peaceful. There's no trouble. There's nobody here en masse, which is amazing. Absolutely fair play to you, mate. You know what I mean? Because putting yourself in front of something, putting yourself up for something like this, you don't know what's going to come from it. But I can tell you, it will be peaceful. How long do you think you can keep it peaceful for? If something happens in this country, if a child is raped in this country, or we get a Southport, how much trouble are we in?
Big trouble. And
Loads of support, loads of
you
support.
know, well, this is our first protest, as I say. I'm very happy with the
Thank you,
crowds.
mate. Thank you.
I'm very happy with the crowd we've got tonight.
Yeah.
But if something does happen to a child, God forbid, I hope it never happens. But
Northern Ireland's a tinderbox, isn't it?
it is, it'll explode.
Yeah.
And I tell you, that'll bring both sides of the community together.
Yeah.
Because the wee girl in our joint was followed home
Yeah.
a few weeks back.
Yeah.
You know,
So what you're saying, if
That was both
if
sides.
it happens, something horrific happens to any of our Protestant children, we will get the full support from the Catholic community. Is that what you're saying?
I would say so, but
Yeah.
it can just so easy having a Catholic child.
Yeah, and they would get the full support from us.
Certainly they would, yeah.
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 Well, thank you so much for your time. You're absolutely amazing what you've done, and best of luck for the future. And hopefully get another wee chat with you as we go forward with what you're doing, and hopefully we get results. So I'm just going to stand here. So this is a message to the politicians of Northern Ireland. You can hear what the people of the street are saying. Now I know you are listening to Freedom Dad, but I know you aren't listening closely enough. So if you're not going to listen closely enough to me, you need to listen closely enough to the residents. The residents of Northern Ireland are getting fed up with mass immigration. The residents of Northern Ireland want to change. If the politicians haven't got the balls to do this, then we will vote somebody in that does have the balls to do it. You've got to understand that we have had enough. Enough is enough. The residents have enough. This is one small part of Belfast, but these are going on all over Northern Ireland. And if anything happens to any of our kids, this place will go up. These guys are peaceful, but they won't stay peaceful for long, And that's just the nature of the beast. It's Northern Ireland. Let's get across the road. Come here. You want to make it a bit smaller and get some signs? Right, son? You live? No, just recording. Who are you on YouTube? Who are you on YouTube? Oh, you're enough equipment, man. Are you checking on YouTube? Yeah, that's good. That's good. Always need somebody checking make sure it's running all right. Come on, man. No, was it? Oh, yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Saw that. Right, let's stay here. Right, boys. Right here, right, boys. Fuck. I'm that mic's on. He's not what? That would have been picked up. Dirty Ulster girls, mate. You don't want to hear what they say there. Guys and dolls. Yeah, great support, guys. Great support. This is the community getting behind everybody. This is the community supporting what's going on. You want to talk? I was going to get a wee chat with some of the boys, guys.
Yeah, good turnout tonight.
So the rain coming towards it. Maybe just keep an eye on the lanes. Don't know if we should maybe go down there and have it turn around the other way so it's the rain's not hitting the lane. Just give it a wee wait to your jumper every now and then. I do.
Well, John Rankin, how's it going?
Where's the mic? Is it still on? Aye. Yeah, guys. So absolutely amazing numbers. You know, for the first demo, you know what I mean. We'll take a wee walk down, so we will, and get another wee look at the numbers for you. Um, what we'll do is we'll go for a wee walk, take a wee walk around here, up down here and around just to show. Yeah, thank you. We're just going. Yeah, we'll turn it around. We'll go for a wee walk along here, show them this bit here. So this is a loyalist area, guys. And this is the problem. They seem to be picking areas like where I'm from, the village, um, certain parts of the Shankill, Woodville. You know what I mean? You know, and it's we don't want this. It's like they're trying to cause trouble. You guys must be looking at this and going, what are the government doing? What are the government doing? This is not the place to be messing about. This is not the place to be bringing people here going to start abusing our children and flashing and telling our children, "Oh, what? I want to see what's under your clothes," and taking photographs. You know, this is loyalist Shore Road. You know, and this is not a place where you mess about, guys. But these streets used to be full of Ulster men and women. These streets used to be full of men and women who knew each other. These streets are now full of foreigners. And look what you got at the end of the street, guys. You know. So let's cross the road. Yeah, come on, mate. What's that? Hey, come on, my friend, who he is. Oh, mate, excuse me. You took my photograph there.
Sorry?
You took my photograph there.
Oh no, I'm taking down there.
Oh, sorry, man.
Oh no,
So
no, you're all right.
where are they going? Like,
And no, I just see independent journalism. See,
who do you give your pictures to?
I just doing them basically for my own records. What I was doing was basically just documenting the actual scene itself.
Yeah.
To believe I support these here guys.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I support what they're doing. I believe that these here migrants coming over unvetted, they're not they're actually having more sort of priority over the residents.
Yeah. Yeah.
That we have here, and I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I completely support what they're doing.
Thank you. Thank you.
I do, yes.
Yeah, it's just we get our photographs taken quite a lot, and they never write anything with it, or they always say we're far right and racist. And
Oh
just
no, no, I don't believe it's far right. I believe what we're doing is basically standing up for British rights, British rule. I was born in this country, and I completely understand what these Germans are doing.
Yeah.
Hotels being took over.
400 million we spent so far on hotels
Yeah, and
from the taxpayers.
I'm former military,
Yes.
and I know veterans as well
Yes.
who actually aren't getting priority. And it seems to be if you come over and you don't have any, like proper passport or nothing, the British government seems to be just handing out, everything left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with what they're doing.
Yeah.
We're going to the town later. I think there's protest. I think it's one of the. I can't think of the name of the hotel now, but I know that there is going to be some, further protests.
Yeah, I think that will be on Saturday. That's the 10 Square Hotel.
Is it? Yeah. Well, I should be
Saturday.
definitely documenting that there.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but I believe that what they're doing here is a really good cause.
Yeah.
They're not causing any disruptions. It's a peaceful protest. People are saying that they're far right.
Yeah.
I don't believe that whatsoever.
Yeah, you're right.
I believe that what they're doing is, like I said, standing up for British rule, keep Britain British.
Yep.
Without people coming over, because I believe Belfast is a very diverse city, as you know,
Yes. Yes.
and I believe in diversity, but it needs to be done correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't just have people coming over without proper documentation, without having any sort of I'm a strong believer in what they should do. Same as Australia, if they're going to come over,
Yeah.
what they need to do is have a job in hand.
Yeah.
B, have a decent amount of money, maybe in the bank.
Yeah.
C, not be allowed to go straight on to benefits.
Yep.
I used to work in dentistry, and the amount of people that come over without a job, without money,
Yeah.
straight on to benefits. And there's people here, normal residents, who aren't getting, what they actually deserve.
Yeah.
They're the ones paying into the country.
Yeah.
We have people coming here which haven't paid a penny. And what are they getting? They're getting houses, they're getting benefits, some of them are getting free cars,
Yeah.
some of them are getting, it's harder to get, dentists, harder to get doctors.
Yeah.
So
You ever think for running in politics in this country?
I don't know a heck of a lot about it, to be honest, but I know what I believe in and what I have researched.
Yeah, I think if you were to get involved and come a bit closer and get to meet people, get people to know you, and
Absolutely, sir.
wherever you're putting your photos, maybe get some sort of, if you want, we can give your social media platforms a shout out, and because we're looking people who can articulate and understand what's going on in this country, because our politicians are letting us all down. So we are on the lookout for people like yourself.
Brilliant. Do you have any sort of media cards or anything?
I don't. I'm Freedom Dad.
Oh, right.
Freedom Dad, all one word.
Freedom Dad.
Freedom Dad,
And
all one
are
word.
you Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, Freedom Dad FD on Facebook, and Freedom Dad 73 on YouTube, Freedom Dad 73 on TikTok, and Freedom Dad 73 on X. And I've also got a account called Freedom Dad New Era on TikTok as well. And just come on and give me a shout. If you go on the Facebook, Freedom Dad FD, you can send me a message and let me
Yeah,
know
I'll
that
send
I
you a
spoke to
message.
you.
I'll send you even some copies or photos as well.
Great.
Like I say, I completely understand what these ones are doing. They're getting annoyed, they're getting angry, but at the same time, you notice they're still letting cars through.
Yes.
So it is a peaceful protest.
Yeah.
So I think that eventually in time,
Yeah.
the government will maybe start waking up to this here.
Yeah.
But it is just the politicians
Yeah.
who seem to be just taking the side of the
I think
farm
their
people.
hands are tied because of the connection to Westminster and the money involved.
I think so, yeah. And what they're doing is they're saying, they're letting the farm people in, and they're saying, oh, we can't stop them because it's human rights.
Yeah, yeah.
What about human rights of the residents?
Correct.
Human rights of the locals?
Yep.
Why are they not? Why are we not given priority?
Yeah. Well, that's going to change soon, I think. But I just want to say thank you for talking to me,
No problem, sir.
and thank you for documenting what's going on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Some of these photos sent over.
Thanks very much, mate. I appreciate that.
I'll get in contact with you on Facebook.
Yep.
And if you let me know of anything that's coming up.
Yes, no problem.
Trying to get into a bit of freelance journalism.
Yep, no problem, mate. Brilliant. Happy days. More the merrier.
That's
There's
it.
plenty. There's plenty for everybody. There really is.
Absolutely.
And we will promote you, and we will get you out there, and all the other YouTubers and TikTokers will do that as well once you come into our community.
That's it.
But
More
stop
people.
standing on the edge of the community and come into the community.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much,
All right.
mate.
All the best. Take care.
So yeah, guy standing with a long lens. Obviously we are a wee bit edgy about who's taking photographs of us, and has understandable with the media. And turns out he's a really nice guy. Yeah, I quite like that interaction. It makes me feel good to know that we are getting supported by all sorts of people. And it was nice, ex-military. Just as we look at that, quite fitting. Quite fitting. There's the UDR badge up there. That's Ulster Defence Regiment badge that was disbanded. There's an odd turn. Let me see that. Come it back, bring it back a wee bit. Set it over here, eh? Like I say, guys, this is Shore Road in Belfast, another loyalist area, and it's not happening. It's not happening. We're not having it. I'm not saying Freedom Dad. I'm not talking about Freedom Dad. I'm talking about the residents. I'm talking about the communities. I'm talking about the people in loyalist areas. We are not having it. We're not standing for it. And this is the start of it. This is the start of it in Northern Ireland. There's going to be more demos. I'm going to be bringing more demos to you. I'm going to go to different areas and let you speak to the locals and let them tell you how they feel. Like I say, man, I'm Freedom Dad. I'm a citizen journalist. I don't. I don't. We got the young team behind us when they get their bit in. You want to talk on camera? So yeah, we get the support of everybody in the community. The kids are behaving themselves. Nobody's maxed up. So yeah, I'm really proud about that. We're showing you the way, guys. We're showing you the way in Northern Ireland. We haven't had 15 years of what you have had in England. We haven't had what you have had in Scotland. This is the beginning of Northern Ireland. And we see what happened in England. We see, like I say in my videos, we don't want a Rotherham, a Rochdale, a Bradford, a Halifax, a Luton, and the rest in Northern Ireland. We don't want replaced. We don't want our areas turned into areas where nobody knows anybody and there's foreigners jumping about in streets and streets of all sorts of men, fighting AIDS men, five, six, seven, 8 men in houses. You know, I'm just a small part of the social media and the citizen journalism in Belfast. There's other guys doing other things. There's Irish Bread, also born on TikTok. I am going to bring his videos to the platform. I am going to bring him to the platform, and the guys behind the, because it's not just the way the TikTokers work. Is other guys do the filming, and they give it to the guy that owns the TikTok, and the TikTokers edit it and add stuff to it. You know what I mean? Um, Nobody's making any money. Some people do want to make money because it's costing them money. Like I say, I've got buy me a coffee. Like, and I always say, guys, when I'm doing these lives, if you can go on to my description and hit buy me a coffee, if any of my administrators are there, is it administrators? Is that right? Administrators. That doesn't sound right. Moderators. Come on. Please. Come on, Freddie. You do the big words for me. Hey, shouting at me. Hey, shouting at me. I'm telling you. Telling you, stop that. He doesn't make it pointing the finger. Don't point your finger at me. Well, yeah, buy me a coffee, guys. You can throw the link up there. It does help me out. I don't have any source of income. As you know, I get attacked from the government. I get attacked from mainstream media. Never out of the papers. And anybody around me, any cars I'm using, are always getting hit with fines. You know what I mean? We went through a toll in Southern Ireland and paid it, and we're getting fined for it. It's just crazy. And it's it isn't until you really start doing this kind of thing that things happen to you, and you're like, what? And it is hard work. They know what they're doing. They're putting pressure on you to try and stop you doing what you're doing. But like I say, Freedom Dad cannot be compromised. They've tried everything they can. More doubt, more stuff will come to try and bring me down and stop me doing what I'm doing. But we're ready for it. Like I say, um, we are prepared for everything that's coming. And it is difficult. It is very difficult, and I rely on people. A lot of people look after me. I've got a lot of guys that drive me about, different cars. People make me my dinner, and like I say, this is my only source of income. I cannot monetize because of how I talk and what I talk about, and this is where I need your guys' help because I can't get any money from YouTube or TikTok or any of my videos. Getting up to close to 700 videos. It's a lot of content, a lot of work I put in, and like I say, I only ask people to buy me one coffee. It's like just a £2, £3. I'm not 100% sure, but it's not like where you have to buy 3 or 4 coffees or £8 worth of coffees. It's just one coffee, and once you buy that coffee, you then get an email every time I go live. When I'm on the streets of Belfast, or if I'm in my house wanting a wee chat, a wee patriot chat, then you will get an email telling you that Freedom Dad is about to go live, and you will never ever miss a live. And that's what I gave you because you give me the coffee. Simple as that, guys. And that's it. I don't put bank details down. I don't do PayPal. I don't have any other systems up. And I don't do this for money, fame, glory, or nothing like that. I do this for my country. I've always done everything for my country. I lost my mum when I was 8 years old. Before she died, she had me in the BB. She had me in the Orange Order. She had me dressed up for the 11th and the 12th of July. I never missed anything. My house was a loyalist house. There was always loyalist music. There was always men and women singing songs from back in the day of the Troubles, and that's how I brought up. And when my mum died, I knew that what footsteps she wanted me to go, what direction she wanted me to go, and that's why Freedom Dad has never been compromised because I just don't do this for me myself or for my country. I also do it for my mother that's always looking down at me. Gotta be careful, get emotional. Fucking hell, man. Jeez, oh. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, guys. I love my country so much, and I'll do anything for my country. I'll go to jail for my country. I'll take pressure from the government. I'll take pressure from mainstream media. Like I say, I'm just an orphan. Like the papers try and say I'm related to the Shangle Butchers to try and cause me problems when I was going down to Ireland, and it did work. I've got threats from the NLA, got threats from the IRA, and other people, citizen journalists, and also politicians that were communicating with me and building up a network of communication between the north and the south. It's now broke down because of the threats upon the people who were talking to Freedom Dad. Because I don't live in the south. These people have to live in the south. You know what I mean? And it is dangerous. That when I was there, I did put myself in a bit of danger. and because of everything, because of the papers, because of the nationalists, because of the, like I say, the NLA and the IRA with the Irish national, the national Irish, what do you call that newspaper? The Irish, not, no, the IRA one. Irish Republican News. So the Irish Republican News. Sue me if you've got a problem with that, by the way, because that's who you are. Um, have been putting out stuff about me as well, and jumping on the bandwagon of me being related to Shankill Butchers, being an ex-loyalist prisoner, and what I say about that is it is what it is. It's Northern Ireland's Belfast. I was brought up in some of the worst areas. I was brought up in South Belfast, in the village next to the intersection of the falls. I was bombed, or my area was bombed non-stop as a young man. Terrified me, probably caused mental health problems with PTSD and stuff like that, along with losing my mum and then losing my wife after 17 years of marriage. She died of COVID. She died of a chest thing brought on by whatever COVID was, you know what I mean? And like I say, this is for entertainment and educational purposes only. I'm not a doctor. I'm not talking about anything or saying anything to do. I'm just telling you what happened to my wife and what they said happened there. But, the bottom line is, guys, we are all here. 99.9% of the citizen journalists that come to report on what's going on in Northern Ireland about mass immigration and what's going on with our children and what these men are doing and how they're behaving in all the areas in Belfast right now are not doing it for any other but to stop it. We don't want what's going on in England and Scotland and Wales to happen here. We do not want none of that. And like I say, guys, the politicians need to wake up. The politicians need to wise up. The politicians need to get out and start saying the things that we need them to say. They need to man up to Westminster. They need to man up and tell Westminster we will go on our own if we don't sort that out. And let me tell you something, it's going to get worse before it gets better. I've seen the men and women who are passing the bar. I know who your next barristers are. I know who your next prosecutions are. I know who your next judges are. I know who your next politicians are. It's about 80% foreigners, whether first or second generation, or whether they've got the title of being British. And this is the thing we've got these men and women coming to this country and they're here for so long, then they're getting a passport and then they're telling us they're British. We've got Afghani men arguing with our YouTubers like Niall in the south, saying, I'm Irish. You're not Irish. You're from Afghanistan. It's like they come here and they try and say, I'm Northern Irish. No, you're not. You're from Pakistan. You're from Afghanistan. You got to be born and bred in this country and have parents and grandparents in this country to be an Ulster man or an Ulster woman. Simple as that. You might call yourself British, but you're not a Northern Irish. You're not Welsh. You're not English, and you're not Scottish. And always remember that. And this is the problem. They seem to forget that they're here because we have given them refuge. They're here because we were nice enough and kind enough to open our doors to them. Not only that, but they're also breaking in and coming in illegally. And then they've got the audacity to say, you can't tell me anything because I'm British. And also what comes of that, when sexual offences are committed, it's now committed by a British man. It's not a Pakistani man. It's not an Afghanistani man. It's a British man. I seen a report in the papers not so long ago. I think it was Spain. The headline was three British men arrested for the rape of a woman. And then when you read the names, they're all pure foreign names, either Afghanistani or Pakistani, Middle East anyway. You couldn't pronounce the names. And this is the problem we have. So we've got men coming to this country, getting citizenship, getting a British passport, going to other countries, committing essays, and then it's on in the papers that it's British men. So you can see the problem that we've got. You know, you're no an Ulster man, and you've got to be born and bred in this country and have father and mother, granny and granddad to be an Ulster man, an Irish man in Northern Ireland. Simple as that. And there's nothing far right or racist about that. You know what I mean? It's not misinformation. I can't go into Pakistan and get citizenship and run about telling everybody I'm Pakistani. They're looking at me as if I was nuts. If I went into India, Nigeria, back anywhere, Somalia, and go, I'm Somalian, they're going to go, no, you're not. You're an Ulster man, or you're an Irishman. You know, they'll be calling me Paddy. That's what they would call me. I would be my nickname in any of these countries. They would think I was nuts if I was jumping about saying that. So you got to understand, it's common sense. It's logical. You know what I mean? We do as everybody else does. You know what I mean? But we obviously don't, because this is one of the only countries where men can break into it. in the world and get hotels and get social benefits. 1.5 billion a month, guys. 1.5 billion a month, and that's a conservative figure we're spending. England is spending on um, universal credit and PIP and housing benefit. 1.5 billion a month, you know. And then you've got interpreters, then you've got the price of hotels. 400 million in Northern Ireland. We tiny Northern Ireland, 400 million that we know that they've spent so far on illegal, irregular migrant hotels. And what do you think that is in England, Scotland, and Wales? If that's what it is in Northern Ireland, you know. So, yeah, we have problems, and these people know we've got problems. And these people are coming out on the street, and they're going to be here every week. And if we have to come here every week to give them the support, we will. You know, we will. And I just want to say thank you to the girls because I know a lot of people will be watching this back. It's from the show road this here. I just also want to say thank you for inviting Freedom Dad down. You know, surprisingly, not a lot of people invite me down, and for one reason or another. But you know, as we go forward, people will get more comfortable with Freedom Dad. They'll get more comfortable, um, not believing what they read in the papers because it is difficult. You know, it is difficult when so much stuff's in the papers about you, and people are worried. And you know, it's one of them things, guys. You know, we know the papers tell lies, but when you see that headline, we're programmed to think, oh, you know, because of the way we've been programmed with the mainstream media, and it's just what we're used to. We're used to getting the papers and believing them. Back in the day, remember when there was no social media, you used to get the papers and you believe everything that was in it. You know what I mean? But now we know that the mainstream media only print what the government want them to print, and they hide the truth from us because hiding the truth from us, they think protects the government. Hiding the truth from us, they think they can keep getting away with keep bringing more undocumented men into our country. And whether they're documented or undocumented doesn't make a difference. We are full. We are full. Enough is enough. Enough is enough, guys. Thank you all so much, guys. Make sure you sub yourselves. That way, also, if you can't hit the link or you haven't got the money to buy me a coffee, which is totally understandable because of the price of living, you know, I don't expect you to do it. If you can afford it, you do it. But hit the sub, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button. I can't guarantee that YouTube will notify you every time I've got a video coming out because of the content that I do, but at least we try. Sometimes the videos get out and they notify you, sometimes they don't. That's out of my hands. If you want to come on and debate me, if you're watching this and you don't believe in what I'm saying, you don't believe in what these people are saying, you don't believe what's going on in Northern Ireland is really going on, and you think I'm saying something wrong, you disagree with the rhetoric, or you disagree, you think I'm far right and racist, then come on my channel, come on live and debate me live in front of our communities. Simple as that, you know. If you're one of these Republicans that are giving me a hard time, if you want to mask up and come on, you can do that as well, you know. Um, Explain to me why you are happy to fly Palestinian flags. Explain to me why you are happy to support Hamas. Explain to me why you're happy to bring Palestinians into this country when we're struggling. Explain to me why you've got so many problems in your own communities and you're doing nothing about it. That's what I want to know. Explain to me why you aren't letting your people come out and support us in the city centre and joining us at these. You know what I mean? You could have 200 men and women walking out of your Catholic area right now and they would be welcomed into this area. Never in Northern Ireland would that have happened before, but I can guarantee you. What? Oh, is it? So it is. So maybe try and get a, a wee interview with some of the guys. Yeah, so yeah, we just like I say, guys. Um, there's other guys here, other content creators. You know what I mean? And it's always good to get a chat with them. Everybody's working hard. All the social media guys are working really hard. There is a lot of stuff going on in Northern Ireland, guys. Obviously, you won't see it because you aren't in that algorithm. You know, every algorithm, like if you're in Scotland, you'll get Scottish stuff on TikTok. If you're in England, you'll get English stuff on TikTok. You've really got to come on and follow people and look for people in Northern Ireland. One of the things I do is I tag a lot of the other TikTokers on TikTok. So if you go on to TikTok and you see who I tag, follow them. That's what to do. Follow them. let them have a wee look about there. Let's turn it round so we can take the numbers right along the ends. What's that? Where is she? Where is she? Where was it from? What? If I can get a shot. It's not too bad.
Right, is there left for me again? How's it going, CJ? Good to see you in the night, boy. Was watching you earlier in 10 Square. Nice job there, lad. Pick up John Raggett. I think a lot of people have forgot Coronation Street exists, James. For good reason. Cheers, Red Dad. That used to be on the mic. Well, this is it, demo. Cheers, Daniel D. William Laird, good to see you in the night. Freddie Fox, freedom. Well done. Love that. Can't win, John Rankin. Can't win. Oi, oi.
Right, are we in shot? So I'm here with Chloe, who was in the Tigers Bay video. How you doing?
Alright, how are you?
I'm good. How's your wee girl?
Yeah, she's still a wee bit shook up and stuff, but trying to get her ready for sale.
Are you so what do you think tonight? Are you quite proud of what's happening?
Yeah, I think there's a good turnout and stuff too. Yeah, definitely.
They're here to support you and what's happened to you with and everything else that's going on. So it's a peaceful demonstration. Do you think it'll stay peaceful, or do you think if something happens, this place might go up?
I think it might go up if nothing's done about it. Like if there's no stop till what's happening. Like our kids aren't safe.
Yeah.
So obviously people are going to start raising their voices and making their concerns if the kids aren't safe.
Yeah. That's all we're wanting to do. We're just wanting to protect our kids. This is the answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is the first one that these guys have organised. And they're happening all over Belfast.
Yeah, then they continue to happen.
Yeah.
To let them know we're not going to be silenced.
Yeah. Well, the video that you done, how many views did that video get me? The video, the Tigers Bay video, 17,000 views. So that's 17,000 people around the world that you've made aware of what's going on now. Because that video wouldn't happen without you.
Yeah, and more people need to know. It needs to continue to be shared what's happening.
Yeah, so you're saying other people need to speak out. If there's anything happening in your communities, what's your advice to them?
Yeah, don't be scared. Just speak up. Don't be scared of no one. This is our kids. This isn't about it.
You haven't been wanting the boat stop. Yeah.
Um,
See, but this is good. Our young team are out there, our young boys, man, and we're going to keep them safe. We're going to keep them safe. Sure, road boys, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, but it is important because of what happened in England and how people were silenced. That's what we're all about, and it stop no, not letting anybody silence us.
the reason I spoke out, I don't want to happen to another child, but my child went through and how much it traumatized her. I wouldn't like it to sit in my house and be told next week, oh, this happened to another wee girl, whenever I'm sitting in my house quiet, thinking, oh my goodness, I should have spoke out and told someone that. Maybe I could have stopped it.
And it's mainstream media aren't coming near us.
No, they're definitely not.
There's nothing on mainstream media at all, is there?
No, because then you'll be classed as racist.
Yeah, and you've got Stephen Nolan talking about what the menu is in Stormont, you know what I mean? And this is going on in Northern Ireland. Doesn't make any sense, does it?
No, 100% not.
No, no, it's funny, like, but he's one of our main journalists, investigative journalists, you know what I mean? And he's sitting in his studio talking about the menu in Stormont. Stormont is where our politicians are, What's your message to mainstream media and people like Stephen Nolan?
Start speaking up and you stop being a scar. Just need to highlight this. Just need to let everybody know what's going on in Northern Ireland. Like, this is our country, our future, our kids. Like, what do you want them to do? Sit in a house and be sheltered? They need to be out there exploring. They need to have a normal child life without being scared.
If it kicks off in this country, if this keeps going on, or one of our child or a Southport or something happens, then it's going to kick right off. And I guarantee he will be out then calling us all far right and racist.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
The reason why they're not coming out here because we're peaceful.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And that doesn't suit the rhetoric of mainstream media, innit?
Yeah, that's right. 100% right.
Listen, thank you so much for being so brave. And I don't think you've realised what you've actually done for Northern Ireland by coming out and speaking to Freedom Dad. It's not about me. I'm just like you. I just happen to be able to speak just like you. And I have a YouTube channel, and I use that advantage to get the word out. And it's only with people like you that makes my channel possible. And I just want to thank you so much and get a hug.
Yeah, no, it's no problem. Thank you so much.
Right, go and enjoy your peaceful protest. So yeah, that's the girl. That's her daughter was approached by a delivery driver allegedly, because it's an ongoing case. And I have to say the guy's out in bail as always. And probably disappear. You know what I mean? Who knows? You know what I mean? We'll see. We're going to watch it very closely. We're going to get information from the mothers and other families of what's going on and bring it to you. You know what I mean? Because it's unprecedented. We haven't ever had this in Northern Ireland. We're not the type of country, I'm going to be totally honest with you, right? But I've been in jail, and lots of jails in England, lots of jails in Scotland, lots of jails in Northern Ireland. And just for those that don't know, I got 6 years. I got 3 years when I was 16. I was in the Crumlin Road in Highbank. I got 6 years when I was 6 years when I was 18 in England. And I was in 12 different jails in England. And I got 18 years in Scotland. Okay. Now, there were for bank robberies, building society robberies, and bank robberies, and I know the crack with sex offenders and paedophiles and how many are in the jails. How many jails have got wings just for offenders like that? How many jails are full of offenders like that? And some jails in Scotland, like Peterhead, you've got Broadmoor in England, and other jails that people will be probably throwing out in the comments. But the thing is, in Northern Ireland, we don't have wings full of predators. We don't have jails full of predators. There's only been, when I've been in the prisons in Northern Ireland, there's only been a few select predators. There was a high-profile priest jumping about one of our jails one time, and a couple of other high-profile, like scoutmasters or people who are involved with kids who were done for stuff and got a few years, and they're in our system. But we don't have wings full of these men. So this is new. I can guarantee you, if this keeps going on, they're going to have to build more prisons. We are going to have wings full of predators, and they're all going to be foreigners. They're not going to be Ulster men. Guarantee you that. Watch this space. If this keeps going on like this, and it's not unchecked, these men are going to keep coming here. They're going to keep committing offences, and they're going to go into our jails, and we're going to see that, just like we see in England, where Islam is completely taking over the gangs, and it's convert or get hurt, as Patrick Christie said on GB News. And yeah, we can see changes in not just outside in the communities, but in our prisons, and it's quite alarming. It's quite alarming. And I can see the changes in the criminal world as well in England and Scotland. From my experience in jails and knowing people and meeting people and still having friends in the criminal worlds in these countries, there's a lot changing. The foreigners are taking over. There's hardly any local criminals left. There's no big gangs left. There's no big family mafia type gangs left. They're mostly foreigners. And I'm not going to be selective or pick on any particular type, but they're all involved, to be honest with you. They're all involved. When you've got men from Pakistan and Afghanistan, one of the hotbeds for supplying some of the hardest drugs in this country, and they're here and they're coming back and forth and they're making connections and they're having businesses and they're moving stuff, they're exporting stuff. That's how they're getting it in. And we know they're also bringing weapons in. And we need to ask why. We need to ask why. All right, Stevie, how you doing, mate? Stevie, guys, part of the great. You want to say a few words? How you getting on? What do you think?
Ah, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Look at that there for a turnout, folks. You know, it was only called there. I only called a couple of days ago. There was a post going out, but what about that for a turnout? What if we could do this every time? What if we could take these people on tour all around the country? Anybody own minibuses? If you get in touch with me, we need minibuses. Your fuel will be covered. If you're in for the cause, you can come and spend a few hours with us. Take us around these hotels. Maybe you need 3, 4 minibuses for each community. We've got the Shore Road, we've East Belfast, on with the Shankill. Maybe get Newton Abbey on board or get them into minibus too, because listen, it's about the great province-wide protest NI. It's not just Belfast. We want to take this all across this province. You got a hotel, you got a centre that's near a school. Let us know. Let us know, and we'll maybe book you on a date. And
So, so there's been a bit of confusion about the 10 Square Hotel. Is that demonstration still on?
yeah, 100%. 10 Square, 1 p.m. this Saturday. 100%. It's still on. There's a troll out there trying to sabotage, as we'll call it, what I'm trying to do here. So
Yeah.
ignoring it.
So I've got to ask you. I've noticed with some of your videos, and we've got to address it. There has been problems, and this goes on, and we've seen what happens in England. It's now happening here, where there's people mixing. Everybody's talking about each other behind their back. How difficult is it for you as a content creator and somebody who is organising things in Northern Ireland for the better of the communities and for the children and the women of this country?
Now, over people's opinions in here, none of my business for a start. But listen, I'm a forgive and forget for those people that stand around me and support me. And it's one of those things you can't stop people's difference of opinions clashing sometimes. So
Yep.
it is what it is. But you know, the week from the shaft is sorted out and the trash takes itself out, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the same. Like we do get attacks and people mixing, and I'm quite sure the government are involved. What do you think? There has to be people out there with fake accounts working for the government, putting in the mixes and putting in bad comments.
No, well, there's
I'm getting them
definitely.
on my
Well,
channel.
well, you just have to look at the lefties that protest at the city hall. They walk and take their goods, their banners, their signs, to take them in the back of City Hall is what I put in. And they'll probably get the privilege to sit in the City Hall bar and drink with the Schwabs and that there. That, you know,
Listen, we're not going to keep everybody happy all of the time, but what I say, if you have got a problem with Stevie, if you think you can do better, step up. Isn't that correct?
but listen,
You
I've
know, if you've got a
always
problem with freedom, Dad, if you think you can do better, step up. We're not here trying to steal the limelight. We're looking for the best of the best to take us in the right direction going forward. Not right.
yeah, that's 100%. What I'm actually looking for is someone from each community to take it by the reins. You know, get a patrol group going. You know, start off 6, 7 people. If you build it, they will come. Believe me. And listen, at the end of the day, these are our streets. They aren't the government streets. They aren't the politician streets. They're we, the people, own these streets on this country. And it's about time you all realise that, folks. And the time we started calling shots.
It's a power of the people. So I'm just going to finish on like you're a great speaker. There's nobody out there. You're standing up. You're speaking without notes, and I don't think people realize how difficult it is. It's not until you say to them, "Okay, if you think you can do better, you get up there and speak." You know what I mean? And because it's very, very difficult. It's a very unique skill to have. And I just want to say thank you for keep doing what you're doing under so much pressure. I see like the negative stuff comes in just like me. We get the trolls, and I just want to say thank you because you're not just doing this for your kids, you're doing it for my kids, and I just want to shake your hand. Thank you so much, Stevie. Take care and keep doing what you're doing, and keep let me know what's happening so I can tell the rest.
1 p.m. this Saturday, 10 Square Hotel, number 10, Donegal Square South, folks. That's where we're going. If you're getting lunch, come and join us.
There you go, guys. So 10 Square, it's the name of a hotel. It's on the it's in the city centre. You'll be able to Google it, no problem, and find it. 1 p.m. And I think there's going to be speakers in that there. And I think what it is with 10 Square Hotel, it is a sister of the Chimney Corner Hotel. And the people that own this hotel are are using the Chimney Corner, and it's full. It's full of fighting AIDS men. And that's, as you know, you've seen the chimney corner video. If you haven't jumped back of the way, you can catch the chimney corner. So yeah, we're going to wrap it up. That's everybody going. I hope you've liked the live. Please remember to like, subscribe. Thank you for everybody that subscribes. Thank you to everybody that supports me. Thank you for anybody that's bought me a coffee. You know, I don't make a lot of money from it. It does enough to pay people. You know, any money I get goes to Freddie, who looks after me, keeps an eye on me. Another guy looks after me. I've got girls that look after me. I've got people that feed me, people that put a roof over my head. I'm so grateful. And any money I get goes out to the people to help me and to keep funding what I'm able to do and to be able to protect and get all the protection and like the CCTV cameras. I even have a bulletproof vest, but I don't wear it. You know what I mean? I don't wear it. You know, I've been offered two. You know what I mean? Because of the threats against me. But like I say, I'm so proud to be in Shore Road, Freedom Dad here with the residents that are out today to protect my wee Lucky. Because one day my wee Lucky will be an Ulster girl. One day, God willing, everything goes right. One day, God willing, He gives me enough years to see that. She's only 9 months, you know what I mean? A long road to go, a long road to go. So we've got plenty of time. So we have. Right now, she's in Scotland, she's safe. And obviously, the amount of threats that I'm getting and the security I have to take, it's not the place for a baby. Certainly not a place for the baby's mother. But when they're ready, they will be coming over and joining me. And that's why I do this. I do this because I came a dad, freedom dad, freedom of speech, and I'm a new dad. So, Freddie, if Freddie stops looking at his phone, we can maybe wrap this up. He's putting the link on. Where's my other moderators? Moderators, come on. Freddie can't do this all on his own, you know what I mean? So, yeah, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this live. It's not the best live, it's not that exciting. You know what I mean? You're listening to me rambling on, and I just want to say thank you all so much. And is that you, Freddie? Right? And as I always finish, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for being part of my community. Thank you for helping me grow. You guys have been from the start. You've watched me grow. You've watched me grow as a person. You've watched my mental health go up and down. And I found my calling. And, you know, complex PTSD, personality disorder. Here, I'm owning it. I'm owning it. And this is proof that you can get better. You know, the brain, just like any part of your body that gets injured, can get better. You know, mental health, you know, a lot of people argue with me and thinking about this, but your mental health can be improved. It's all about you and believing in yourself, who you've got around you, and finding your niche in life. And I'm always here to talk to anybody that's going through a hard time, anybody that's on their own, anybody that's lost a loved one who's really struggling right now. Freedom.fd on Facebook, send me a message, tell me what's wrong, what's going on, and I will have a personal chat with you. I've been doing that since I started my channel. I've helped quite a lot of people, and I'll never stop doing it. Um, as always, guys, I'm Freedom Dad in the Shore Road, loyalist Shore Road, and God bless every single one of you.